Well, good evening, and welcome to the stream. This week sure flew by, didn't it? Feels like it was Thursday just yesterday. Well, if you're watching the replay, then maybe it was Thursday just yesterday. Welcome to the stream. I'm Tommy. This is Getting Lit, where I talk about lights and we have a drink. Oh. There we go. My monitor had to mute that. Anyways, cheers. Thanks for showing up. There we go. On the whiskey cam, we've still got quite a bit of Highland Park to drink, so we're going to be having this for probably another couple months. I only really drink with you guys. So here we are, and if you want to continue the conversation after the stream, you can find me on Twitter at TGCalloway or Instagram, same name. And there we are. So last week I told you guys that I was going to release a video about how I hacked the Stream Deck, and still going to do that, still going to release that. I just haven't been able to put it together yet because there's actually kind of a lot involved when you consider the step-by-step process. There's a little bit, there's a lot to it. So I need to put that all together, and then I made another script to where I can hit a single button on the Stream Deck and it will automatically take the comment live chat window from YouTube and then size it into the proper sized window for OBS for comment overlays. And it's pretty sweet. I showed it to a couple people and they're both very impressed. And so I will be having that also released with this whole video. And so the first thing that I talked about last week, I guess I've improved that as well. And that's the play clip button that I have on the Stream Deck, to where I can just pick a clip in Finder on my Mac and then hit play clip, and then it'll take whatever I have in Finder, put it into OBS's scene, and then play it over the A10 Mini Pro into the stream, and you'll be able to hear what I'm playing. Obviously you'll hear the clip just fine. I can talk over it if I need to, but additionally I'm also able to pull up clips on my computer in another window, just like with preview, so I can hear the clip and pre-select the next clip that's going to play, and you won't hear that over the stream. And this is all done on the same computer. So it all works really well. I'm really excited to get that released. I'll be working on the video this weekend to release that. There was kind of a lot going on over the past week. There was a huge fire right by my house yesterday. It was about a mile away from my house. It was a 650 acre fire. That was crazy. There was like planes going right by my house and stuff. So yesterday I didn't get a whole bunch of stuff done. I was going to try and have that script ready for you guys by today, but it'll be this weekend. So anyways, that's what's going on with me. Whoever just showed up, you guys all get cheerses. Thanks for showing up. And let's talk about the lights that I got going on tonight. So for this one, what I have over here is the Aperture 60X, and that is at 1% power, and it's just kind of black. Actually, here I can show you. Here we go. So the Aperture 60X right here is just kind of lighting the whiskey over here for the whiskey cam. Let's get rid of that so you can see everything that's going on here. Here's my whole streaming situation. I'm just controlling all the stream stuff tonight with the Stream Deck, and that works just fine. Zoom back in, and we are on the Rhino slider tonight. And over here for the lighting, I just kind of got a whole bunch of stuff turned on. I got the light panels Gemini 1x1 soft over here, kind of bouncing off of the wall to give me a little bit of fill over here. My key light is the Rotolight Titan X2. We have the Falcon Eyes RX818 behind me for my hair light and kind of rim light. And then we've got the three lights in the background. That's the Titan X1, the light panels Gemini 1x1 hard with the dome diffuser on it, and then the Aperture Nova P300C, and then the little green light behind that, that's just the Came TV Bolton Andromeda Slim Tube. That one is doing this on and off like that. And there we are. Those are all the lights that I have turned on tonight. Comment from Vibhu says, will you take a look at the new iMac? So I looked at it, and here, actually, let's get your comment up on the screen. Comments, because of course I made that fancy button. There we go. Why is this not? Well, hang on a second, I messed it up. That's why I haven't released the video yet. Here we go. That's better. Clear. So now it works the way I want it to work. Here we go. Will you take a look at the new iMac? Yeah, so I watched the Apple release. The new iMac looks, I don't know, it just looks like a laptop, just like all their other M1 laptops. It's exactly the same in terms of how fast it will be. There's nothing new there in terms of the performance, and I was kind of hoping for something like an M1X or something bigger, more powerful than what is currently available with their M1 laptops. So yeah, I'm not going to get it. It doesn't have enough honestly, it doesn't have enough USB ports for me. There's not enough connectivity in that regard. So I'm sticking with the iMac Pro for now. But if they do release an M1 iMac Pro or an M1X, I just need it to have at least 6 USB-C ports or 4 USB-C and 2 regular USB ports. I just need more ports because I've got a ton of stuff hooked up to my main computer all the time. So yeah, I'm not going to get it. It's not interesting enough for me. Yeah, that's where I'm at. iPad Pro is more interesting to me. Yeah, thoughts on that, Chris? I also think that the iPad Pro is pretty interesting. I'm wondering how, if anyone gets the iPad Pro with the M1 chip and has a Mac with an M1 chip, how well does the Apple Pencil perform on it? Because I'm strongly considering checking out the Wacom Cintiq or whatever it is, the 24-inch Pro tablet, because I want to do when I use Photoshop, using a mouse is the most horrible input in the world, but I want to quickly mark up thumbnails, quickly diagram out schemas and configurations of things I do for work. And I also want to use it to animate some of these things that I had planned on doing, but I want to do it in an efficient manner. I don't want to spend tons of time trying to figure it out. I want to have an organic, easy to use input. And I want to also use that tablet on DaVinci Resolve Fusion to animate certain things and draw special effects and do write-on titles and things like that. So I'm wondering if the M1 iPad Pro and the M1 Mac is more close to what people are demonstrating with the Wacom, the latest Wacom devices. Wacom? I don't know. So I was thinking about getting a 24-inch Wacom tablet Pro to do that animation stuff, because the pen is the most organic and you don't ever have to charge it. So I think I want to go with that. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm curious about with the iPad Pro so far. Tommy Calloway, in a relatively small space with white walls, which one isn't allowed to repaint? What is your advice for dealing with reflections from lighting? You can get some flags, just black cloth, or black, probably even better is, dual-sided sound blankets. So white sound blankets on one side and then black on the other. And then you can just hang those using like a C-stand or something. Just hang those up kind of like curtains on the wall. Or you can just clamp them to a C-stand gobo arm and then kind of create your own drapes with those sound blankets that are black. And it will prevent reflections. And if you use the white side, then you can use it as a bounce. And also they provide, sound treatment so your audio will sound better. That's what I would recommend. A Thunderbolt 3 or 4 hub with a good cable works wonders for providing more ports. Yeah, I thought about that too. And I think that where my iMac Pro is at right now versus everything that I've seen with all the M1 stuff is they're still pretty close in terms of what I use it for. And I think that some of the development stuff that I do for web would slow down the M1 a little bit too much. specifically like heavy scripts and database things. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence with the M1 stuff. Hi, Tommy. You mentioned on another live stream that you served in the Air Force. Thank you for your service. Respect. Thanks, man. You're welcome, I guess. I appreciate the comment. And Joshua, Tommy. What's going on, guys? Let us go to the whiskey can and we'll have a sip. Cheers. And for anyone else that served in the military, whether you liked it or you didn't, thank you for your service. Cheers. Where are we? Any thoughts on the Gemini 1x1 hard versus the Rotolite X1 output, color quality, etc.? Yeah, I have some thoughts. So obviously I have both of them. The 1x1 hard is right here behind me, and the Titan X1 is right here behind me as well. They're both great. I own both. Ta-da. I don't know. So I have a huge showdown coming with all of the 1x1 panels that I own, and I'm really excited for that showdown because a lot of the content that I've created over the past, couple of years has been leading up to this huge showdown. I haven't sold off any of my 1x1 full color panels at all. I still have all of them. There's about 9 in here, and there's one other one that I haven't really talked about on my channel just yet. And that one is an RGB ACL or RGB WCL panel. So it's got the 6 color channels. I'm just waiting on the latest firmware for it so I can put it through its paces. And anyways, that huge showdown's coming. We've got 9 panels to put in the race, and I will do as unbiased as possible. Just this is the data, these are the facts, this is how each one of these feels, and huge head-to-head showdown. But specifically the Gemini 1x1 versus Rotolite. If you need a lightweight fixture, then it's going to be the Gemini. If you want a fixture that will save you more time dialing things in, probably either Rotolite. Yeah. I think that's probably as simply as I can put it. The Rotolite is a bit more expensive. The Gemini it travels easier. The Rotolite's fixtures are not lightweight, but there's also, you're able to control the diffusion electronically, which prevents a physical step of having to do something. So once it's set up, it will save you more time. And the interface on the back, it's a huge time saver. It's really easy to pick things. It's got, they're both great, but I'll have to do the head-to-head showdown. There's too much to kind of talk about in each of them. They're both great. They're both pretty bright. I think the Gemini's a little bit brighter. The Rotolite it's a little bit sexier, I guess. Art says, loved being a soldier, hated being in the army. Yeah, that's a really, really good way to put it. Any cheapies in the 1x1 showdown? Yes, Chris, there is going to be a really cheap, $200 full color panel in the showdown as well. Just because I know that if someone wants to watch a video like that, they want to participate, and the cheap lights are going to be the only real things in the realm of possibility for anyone watching a huge showdown of $1,000 plus fixtures. So there will be a $200 fixture in there just to see how it compares to all the rest. And actually it'll be the GVM 50R or something like that. I don't even know the model number. Joshua says, how should I plan my budget if I'm now investing in gear for indie films? Well, what are you going to be filming primarily? Is it commercial corporate work? Is it going to be like music videos? It really depends. It depends on what camera you have also. That's a good starting point. Here's what I have told people in the past, and what I still kind of not given any other information. Take how much money you've spent on your camera and your lens setup, and then spend that much on lights. That's how I kind of try and plan a budget, or recommend people plan their budget. Then once you've reached a light kit that is as valuable as your camera kit, then you can either decide I need more lights or I need a better camera, but just that's like a great starting point. And then as far as your tripod, spend as much on grip as you've spent on your tripod setup, C-stands, diffusion, flags, sandbags, things like that. So that's hopefully that's helpful. Roland says, I'm with you on the M1. My main machine is maxed out, 2019 MacBook Pro, and since I do all video and audio and hardware, that's still fine for me. I'll get an M2, whatever, later. Yeah, exactly. I have no need for it yet. What I have right now works really well. And I'm at a point in my gear career where spending more money on equipment that I already have won't improve my workflow or save me really any time. So there's no point. And that's the only reason I want to spend any money, is if something is going to improve my workflow and thereby save me time. I don't think that would save me time yet. Joshua says, BMP CC 6K, filming music videos, short film, and creative art stuff in the Caribbean. What's okay, music videos, short film, creative stuff. So what's the BMP, what's the Blackmagic 6K camera worth now? What is it, like $2,000? And then you probably got a lens on there, probably about $1,000 a glass. You're probably going to want to spend about $3,000 on your lighting kit. That's, get yourself, for music videos, like to have the full color stuff for the, backgrounds and effects and things like that. I also, it depends on your style. Do you need full color? If you don't, then you don't have to get those. You can spend more money on just brighter lights. This is just what I'm just, hopefully it's helpful. I don't actually do music videos. I film all my stuff, in here, but that's helpful. Hopefully that's helpful. I don't know if it's really kind of a non-answer. I think that a question like that for planning a specific type of videos with a camera you've already got, maybe check out Robert Machado. He does stuff like that, and I know he likes to do stuff like that, and he's got lights and cameras, and he can probably lead you better and how much money to spend exactly on for what you're trying to do. Sorry, that was a really bad answer. What do you think about the super expensive Apple RAM and storage when you upgrade while purchasing a Mac? I don't want to do it myself anymore. I mean, I used to do it on the older machines, but now I don't want to deal with it. I just want the machine to be done. So I think that some of the newer models you can't even upgrade anymore. So there you go. Jerry says, how do you do that comment animation? So this is an extension created by Aaron Parecki and friends on Chrome. And basically you load up this Chrome extension. Here I can actually show you. Here we go. So this is the comment extension that I have. So I can click on it. And then when I click on a comment, it'll pop up. The extension was created by Aaron Parecki and his friends. So if you want to check that out, you can find him. What I did is I created a thing for my Stream Deck where I click on it, and then it will size my comment window exactly to the perfect size to where these comments look the way that they're supposed to look on the stream when I key them out in my comment scene. And that, I think, is really interesting because that's like a really time-consuming process every time you set up a stream with this extension. It takes like a good 5 minutes just to get it perfect. But now I have a button that when I hit the button, it closes the comment window, reopens it, enables the extension, and sizes it perfect to OBS. And that will be coming out with the thing that I also built for the Stream Deck, which you basically highlight a clip in Finder and hit play clip, and then it will play the clip over the stream on the A10 Mini Pro through OBS. And that's all going to be coming out this weekend. So all that information on how I do this stream, it'll all be in a video this weekend. I usually took photos more than videos. Now I have $500 for lights. Should I go get like Godox 2 TL30 and one of the VL series? Do you have any other suggestions? Okay. $500 on lights. I did a video, how much should you spend on lights, which goes through like the entire gamut of how much money you want to spend on a light, from like less than $100 up to like $4,000 plus. And I think it's still pretty relevant. Now you can divide that up a little bit. I think that everyone should have one of the Falcon Eyes RX 818 or Falcon Eyes TD, RX TD, one of the Rolleiflex Falcon Eyes lights, because you can get it for like $300. If you want full color, it's closer to $600. But it's a really lightweight, really portable, V-mount powerable light, and it's fantastic. Everyone that's got one loves them, and it's in that price range. You can also take a look at the Aperture 60X, which I'm currently using to light the whiskey cam angle, which is right here. So this is just 1% power from the Aperture 60X. Again, we'll zoom out here. You can see it. It's right here. Yeah, those are some recommendations for that price range that I think you should take a look at. I see a lot of tube lights in indie music videos. Yeah, there's the Godox TL60 kit. I think that's probably a really good bet for around that price range as well. Yeah, I also see a lot of those tube lights. Good suggestion. Those TL60 lights are all full color as well. Good day, Nils. Cheers, man. Thanks for showing up. Oh, comments. There we go. He says, good day, sir. Good day. Lauren Miller, late to the stream. Any idea when Aperture is coming out with their pixel tubes a la Astera? Eventually, I think. I don't know. I don't even have any embargo information. I don't have anything on that. Even if I did have embargo information, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I don't, so I'm not breaking any rules. Yeah, the Falcon Eyes RX 18 TD. That's one of the lights that you should look at for that budget. Roland says, I'm an inadvertent pandemic videographer. Got several Elgato key lights before finding your channel. They're decent, but no modifiers. Had to adapt Godox softboxes and grids for them. Yeah, I've never reviewed the Godox, or I'm sorry, the Elgato key lights, but from everything that I've seen, I've never been impressed enough to buy one and review it. I just think that it's like a trendy streamer thing where it's like, this light is light, and if you've never had a light, then you can control it with a stream deck and it's exciting. That's, you know, the those Elgato key lights. That's all I think. I don't think they're really amazing, but I've never had my hands on one, so I can't tell you that. If I do get one, then I'll measure all the details about it and compare it to a proper video light, and maybe it's great. I don't know. But it would be cool if they had better, diffusion options, if Roland, you're saying they don't have any. Kobe says, I watched your tripod review video and I see your Sackler in the background. I recently purchased a peel mount camera that will probably weigh 15 plus pound setup. Any thoughts on a 75 millimeter ball versus 100? Yeah, that's a good question. I think at 15 pounds, you're right on the edge. If you're going to go any heavier than that, you're probably going to want the 100 millimeter because there's heads available that will hold more weight beyond that. But I think you'd be fine with a 75 if you also have some small cameras you want to use it with. This thing is beefy, but let's see. When I had the red Komodo, I had the really heavy Sigma lens. This guy right here. My rigged out Komodo, I had this guy on it, which this is probably, I don't know, 4-5 pounds, maybe more. And then I had the VMAT battery and the monitors and the microphones and a lot of stuff on there. It was probably close to 12 or 13 pounds. And this is a 75 millimeter bowl. It's fine. So, I mean, you'd probably be fine with it. Sorry, my dogs are barking. Before I bought the Atomos monitor, I didn't want to spend the money on it. Now that I've used Atomos, the cost is a no-brainer. Are tripods similar? Yes. So let me Do I play a clip and go check on my dogs because they're very barky right now? Let's see if I can do this. Let me see if I can find a fun clip for you guys. All right. I need to check on the dogs. Hold that thought. I'll be right back. I need to make a an animation for... Be right back, but I don't know. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Let everyone else know that I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. That was fun. This is Kona. She's my pup. She's gonna cover me in hair, so probably cover all my equipment in hair also, but she does that, so come on, Kona. Yes, so tripods are similar. Every cheap tripod that I've had, I've been super disappointed with the entire time I've used it. But then as soon as you pony up for a real tripod, it's night and day difference. Here's Kona on the whiskey cam. Cheers. Boom. Want some, Kona? You can't have any. All right. As far as the monitors, I have an Atomos Ninja V, and I don't ever use the recording feature of it. So, you know, I don't really like it because of the fan noise, and it's kind of heavy for what I use it for. But once I went over to the OC monitors, they're significantly more useful for me because they have a USB power port on the back. That's how I'm getting the signal over to my main monitor that I'm using to monitor the stream and watch you guys. I have one VMAT battery on the back and it's powering the whole monitor. And then there's a USB power port on the back that powers the Mars 300 transmitter, or the receiver that's receiving the signal from my A10 Mini Pro. So I really like the OC monitors. I've been using a couple of them for a long time now, and I still recommend them. About the lights, my country has limited access to lights unlike you. Godox is one of the few cheap branded options. If I were to bring a Falcon Eye or even Aperture, it would cost a lot of import money. Oh, that's interesting. As far as, I guess for Godox, I really like their ML60s because they're pretty affordable and they're really great quality lights. It's like the SL60, but a lot more robust. Probably last a lot longer. You're spot on about Elgato. Their focus is on gaming, where your face and scene are usually mostly a small picture-in-picture box. Yeah, that's a good point. The GVM 1000D 3-light kit that's pretty inexpensive, and it's supposed to be not terrible. Yeah, I don't know, because if you spend a big chunk of money on 3 lights that are kind of not terrible, you could have one light that's fantastic. And I'd probably rather go with the one light that's fantastic and get like a reflector and be creative until I can afford another fantastic light. Too cute. Ah, yeah, that's Kona. Thanks, guys. She appreciates the compliments. Isn't that right, Kona? If I'd known better, I'd have gone with Falcon Eyes versus Elgato's. Yeah. Sorry. GVM offerings smoke Elgato out of the water. Yeah, it's Elgato is not a lighting company. They're a gamer company, I think. So, anyways, Whiskey Cam. She wants some. Who else has a dog that if you pick it up, you are absolutely covered in dog hair? because I can already see this shirt it's getting covered. It's just what happens. I like to wear black V-neck t-shirts, but my dog is a blonde shedder, and that's that's it. So I've got about 20 of these things, and so after I pet my dog, I'll go change my shirt if I have to do anything on video. Isn't Elgato the cat in Spanish? I got no idea. That's a really good point. Reflectors are underrated and under-discussed aspect of lighting. Yeah, and if you don't have a reflector, just get some tinfoil as a start, or if you're picking, just like a big piece of paper, a couple pieces of paper taped together. If you're considering getting a desk for your setup, if you get a white desk, it'll work as fill. If you just have one light overhead, it'll help fill in your shadows, as opposed to a dark colored desk. My desk is made of wood, so it kind of helps enhance my skin tones, and that was an intentional choice. Kona, what are you doing? Get out from under there. Yes, it is cat in Spanish. Do you have any favorite APS-C E-mount lenses? No, I don't. Ever since I moved to all A7S3s, it's just kind of... Here, let's get back to the Kona cam. Ever since I went to 7S3s, I kind of stopped paying attention too much to the APS-C stuff, and I don't own any APS-C E-mount lenses or have any experience with them, so sorry, no recommendations there. Yes, it's a place in California where the company is headquartered. Oh, is that Elgato, California? Did I miss something? Elgato, the cat. Yeah, I guess maybe it is. Cool. Sangman says, like I said, limited options, so GVM isn't unavailable as well. Yeah, dang. All right, so I guess you're stuck with Godox, the cat. Also, if you guys want to hit me up on Twitter or Instagram after the stream is over, feel free to follow me, TG Calloway. And for anyone that hasn't, or that wasn't tuned in last week, I'm going to show you this week, if you were subscribed, how I do the following thing. Here, this is actually really cool. So I made a render. I'm going to show you guys a really funny clip, if I can find it. No, where is it? So I've been looking at Absinthe and doing some experiments. And Absinthe is an AI-assisted rotoscoping tool. And so let's see if I can play this clip over the stream.
Stonks only go up.
So all I did for that was I painted over a single frame in Photoshop. Just one frame of that whole video I painted over to try and merge the stonks meme into basically a video of my kid just saying stonks only go up. And that worked out pretty darn well. And then I have another one that I did of a video that I've done in the past, which you may have seen on the channel, which was how much money should you spend on lights. So this was the intro. So what I'm using right now to show these, by the way, is right here. Just this button right here, I hit play clip, and then it loads the clip into OBS and plays it directly over the stream. So I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to show you the first clip. I broke it. It always happens when you want to show people something.
Hey, it's me, Tommy. So people ask me often what light they should buy.
So that clip, so that video, I painted one frame over it, and then I put this onto it. It turned it into this with Absinthe.
Hey, it's me, Tommy. So people ask me often what light they should buy, and then I usually respond, what's your...
So with Absinthe, all I had to do was extract the video into JPEGs or PNGs, and then take one of those frames that had the most detail, paint over it, and then render it with Absinthe. And so I did that, and that was really cool. That's what I want to try and use the Cintiq Wacom tablet for, if I get one of those, to try and make some similar but different animations on some other ideas I had, or use them to enhance my own videos to where I, like, when I'm reviewing something, if I animate the tool, like, you know, if I were to animate the Rotolite Titan, like, for a fun little sequence, I think that'd be really cool because it's unique. No one does that, like, you know? So anyways, I was learning how to do all that stuff. Kona, get out from under there. She's very interested on what's going on over there. So I want to play with that a bit. The video that's coming up, I'm going to show you guys how to make those buttons. And yeah, I don't know. I lost my train of thought now, so let's go back to some comments. I'm going to do the white desk reflector thing as well. My actual fill is an Aptor MC on an arm. It's my favorite, like, that I currently own. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I know a lot of people that have chosen white desks because they work better for their lighting. Sigma Trio 1.4 for APS-C primes. 16 to 30, 56. Sony Sigma 16 to 35 G-Master if you got the budget, or Tamron if that's close quality for half the price. Yeah, my favorite lens that I've got two lenses that I use, and they're both equally, you know, partially my favorite. One, my A-roll cam now is always using the 35mm f1.8 Sony lens. It's not the 1.4, not the 1.2, just the 1.8. It works fine. And two is the Sigma 24 to 70 f2.8 art lens. I really like that one. I have a question. Cool. Are you asking me if you have a question? Or do you have a question? Just ask it. I know Tommy is not a big fan of airy tungsten Fresnels, but if you go too cheap on LEDs, the skin tones and colors are terrible. Tungsten color is amazing, and tungsten lights can be affordable. That's true. If you don't have the budget for high quality LEDs, tungsten will give you a significantly better image than even the most advanced LEDs today. Tungsten is what LEDs are trying to achieve when they are down at, you know, 2700 to 3200 Kelvin. And tungsten, the reason people don't like to use tungsten now is because it's hot, it's dangerous, they break, and they're heavy and irritating, and you have to wear gloves when you deal with them. They're not safe, but they offer excellent light quality. So if you are low on budget, just grab some of those. Also, they pop circuit breakers, and you can't have a ton of them on the same circuit. LEDs take less power. But as far as quality of output, tungstens are fantastic. Cheap LEDs shift green pretty quick. Yes, they do. So if you get a light that is advertised with a 95 CRI and very high color quality, if you turn that thing up to, you know, it's like you paid $50 for it. If you turn it up to 100% for 15 minutes, it might burn in and then burn some green tint into it. So, you know, they burn in and then they're broken. They're not great anymore. So they lose quality after a little while. Tungsten lights are insanely hot though. Wear gloves for sure. Yeah, they are. Do you know John Wilner? Well, it's kind of a personal question, isn't it? Yeah, I know him. Tungsten lights will burn down your house. Yeah, that's actually why I never use them. What's going on, Mr. Camera Junkie? Damn it, Tommy. All right, you get a whiskey cam. Where did I put that button? Cheers. It's all blurry because it's trying to focus on my dog's face. Come here, Kona. Get in focus. Where are you? What did I do to my A7S III? The focus is not focusing on what I want it to focus on. Oh no. There she is. All right. That's enough of that. This is my show. Yeah. All right. So I think that we are out of questions, and I don't really have a whole lot more stuff to talk about. Actually, I do. Amazon videos, Amazon influencer videos, right? So I started doing some of those things. Actually, a while ago, I uploaded one video to that Amazon marketplace just to like experiment with the process and see how it worked. And I made like $60 this month off that one video that I uploaded as an experiment. It started referring sales, a lot of them. And so don't sleep on that. You know, if you have access to it, you've been invited. I mean, if you cut a lot of your old review videos, if you have any, or you're making new ones, upload it to that Amazon platform, because that's just money that you can take. It's easy, you know? I think I might cut up a few of my old videos just to put them on Amazon, because it's working, you know? It's crazy. I never even really thought about it as like a real opportunity, but the videos on Amazon are referring business on Amazon, because they show up in the little video shelf of reviews, and if someone watches that video of a product they're already looking at on Amazon, which you do, you look at all the videos, and then they buy it, then you get the referral, you get the commission. So it seems like a really solid opportunity if you make good quality videos. It's something you shouldn't sleep on. Doggo Cam. Any other flex panels you like other than Falcon Eyes? Yeah, I like Intelitech. I use the LC120 almost all the time. I use it every day for several hours as my office light over my desk. I also use it on almost all my live streams. The LC120 is a 3x1 flex light panel. I also really like the Intelitech Mega LC. I think that's a great one. Yeah, that's about it. Those are the flex lights that I really have experience with. Dot cam. All right. Yeah, that's what I got for tonight, guys. I think I'm going to go see what she's doing. This little doggy here. She wants to get out. She wants to go bark at something. She's getting bored. So I'm going to call it a night for tonight. We still got some whiskey, though. I got to finish this. All right, a couple more questions real quick. There has to be a way for you to monetize your investment in lighting knowledge and experience. I know you've mooted the idea of bootcamp before. I certainly pay for it. Yes, actually, I do want to do the workshops, and I plan on doing the workshops soon. The funny thing is, I needed to figure out how to play clips over a live stream in real time from Finder before I could, start setting up that whole situation, because I need to be able to select a clip, or if someone forgets to send me a clip and sends it to me during the workshop, I need to be able to have them send it to me, download it, and play it immediately over the stream without any prior setup easily. Now that's all figured out, so now I can actually start figuring out what I want to do for this workshop thing. I'm gonna do it. It's just been a little bit of trying to figure out how to do it. So that's going to happen. And yeah, I agree. I want to figure out more ways to move this into a career somehow. But I guess I'll share that with you guys when I figure it out myself. Any views on Aladdin Flex panels? I've never used them, so I've seen them. They look great, but I've never used them. Have a good night, and thank you for the intel. I guess you're welcome. Here, you know what? I have a little BTS clip that I did of a little short film from a long time ago. Now, I can't show it to you guys on the stream because I used Epidemic Sound for the music, and I don't have a subscription to Epidemic Sound now, so if I play that clip, I'll get copyright stricken. So I can't show you guys that clip on my channel, which is really unfortunate. And another reason why I tell people to subscribe to Artlist, because if your subscription expires there, you don't have that problem. You won't get copyright stricken after a subscription expires. Sorry, guys. I would show you that clip. It's entertaining, but that's the way it works. How are you posting your questions in the lower third during the live stream? Looks awesome. Thank you. Metro, if you go back through the stream, I talked about it a little bit. I'll be putting out a video this week with all the details of how I run this live stream, how I change the lower thirds, the media pool in the A10 Mini Pro really quickly, how I add the whiskey can with the click of a button. It has this all in here, how I put the comments onto the screen. And I mean, as I switch over here, I could leave the comments on the screen. I'll be talking about all that this weekend and all my whole live streaming setup. So make sure you guys are subscribed and look out for the tweets when I drop the video, hit the bells and all that stuff that people say to do. For video production, is there any specific thing to learn first, except extreme basics like pressing record and all? My question is more toward lighting, framing, technical things. Yes. So I did a video a while back. It's like 10 ways to improve your filmmaking, or 9, something like that, 9 or 10 ways to make your videos better. Pretty much all of that is in there. It's make sure your audio is crisp, make sure you understand the proximity between yourself and the microphone that you're recording with, because the further away the microphone, the worse it will sound. Lighting is paramount. Your camera has a sensor, and the only job of that sensor is to record light. So you should invest in lights, because that's what your camera is trying to record. If you just try and pump up the ISO, you know, it's not going to fix your shitty footage. Learn how to light with intention, light the things that you want to light. If you're outside, make sure you can control sunlight, you know, get a scrim, diffuse the light somehow. It's all about the lighting in terms of making your image quality look better. And if you're trying to tell a story, distracting sounds in the background are not going to be useful to you. Learn the exposure triangle, very basic, you know, learn what shutter speed and shutter angle is. Learn how to control your aperture and your ISO and the relationship between all of those things. Get a white balance card, set your white balance every time, particularly if you're not recording like raw or log footage. White balance is very important. A great card is $5, cheap on Amazon. There's a lot to learn there. YouTube is going to be your best resource for figuring that out for free, honestly. Thanks. Looking forward to seeing a live stream of your setup. Actually, it's going to be a produced video of my live stream setup. So it's not going to be like an hour long. It'll only be like, you know, less than 10 minutes. Easy to follow. Go through Tommy's back catalog along with that of Aaron Parecki, Photo Joseph, and Curtis Judd. That's an excellent piece of advice. And with that, here we go. Just so you guys know how to spell it, Aaron Parecki, Photo Joseph, and Curtis Judd. Absolutely. Go ahead and follow their channels. Great advice. And thank you for watching as always. My dog, she's going to sleep. She's done with this. Here, look at this. Let's pull this up. She's buried her head into my shoulder. She's like, I'm done. Can we turn this off now? So we got to go. All right, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.